Hey everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. This week we're talking about CMMC control AC.L1-3.1.1. Limit system access to authorized users, processes acting on behalf of authorized users, and devices, including other systems. So hey, if you're a defense contractor who's feeling overwhelmed, tired, and alone, trying to understand all of this DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, and CMMC compliance stuff on top of an already colossal workload, well, I've got great news for you. You found your home here at On-Call Compliance Solutions, where we can help you transform into your company's on-call compliance hero. Let's jump into it. So here we go. It's the very first control you're looking at in CMMC. All right, level 1, level 2. And let me tell you, they don't want to make life easy on you here with the first control. It's a doozy. But today, I'm going to walk you through what this is all about and what are the key assessment points an assessor will use to determine if you have met or not met the requirements for this control. And then stay tuned, because I'm going to give you actual sample answers for each assessment requirement, point by assessment point. Here we go. Okay, so the control in question today is CMMC control AC.L1-3.1.1. Again, it's first control really that you'll tackle. It says limit system access to authorized users, processes acting on behalf of authorized users, and devices, including other systems. So if we're actually looking at what the assessment points are, okay, then what we find out is the first thing they're looking for, that an assessor would look for, is they're going to say, hey, did they determine if authorized users are actually identified? And if we were to sort of think about that, maybe give a sample answer, we'd say, hey, authorized users are identified via maybe Active Directory or a user login system, which is unique to the user, right? Everybody gets their own user ID or unique identifier, right? You'll hear a unique identifier later in these compliance standards. And again, that's kind of how we would give a sample to that answer. Assessment point number 2, determine if processes acting on behalf of authorized users are identified. Maybe we give a sample answer like this. All processes are identified via system logs by the user executing that process, right? Because again, if you look at system logs, it's always going to have a username or a system username on who it is that executed that process. Assessment point number 3, determine if devices including other systems authorized to connect to the system are identified. So hey, are the devices identified? Again, if I was going to give you a sample answer to that, I'd say, hey, all devices accessing CUI are identified in, I don't know, let's say Active Directory, and of course system log files, right? Your system logs are going to tell you what device executed, and so therefore you got some device identification. The next assessment point they're looking for is determine if system access is limited to authorized users. So in this one, we give a little different kind of answer. We're going to say, hey, you know what? Per group policy, only authorized users within the environment are those users belonging to the CUI handling organizational unit. So only those users who belong to a special group of users who are cleared to handle CUI are authorized to access systems containing CUI. Right? So again, that's how we determine that it's limited. We limit it to a group of users. And again, we can clearly demonstrate that through one of our systems, or, again, Active Directory's got lots of ways to sort of delineate down. And again, you might have maybe a regular user, administrative user, and a CUI handling user, and whatever the system may be. All right, assessment point number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Determine if system access is limited to processes acting on behalf of authorized users. System access, so yeah, if I was going to give a sample answer, I'd say system access is restricted to only those users and processes executed by those authorized users, which are allowed based on group policy. Or maybe it's system-wide policy or access control list, but they have to be limited somehow. You got to name what that policy is. And again, that would be a good sample answer. And final one on this particular control, determine if system access is limited to authorized devices. In other words, do you have a way to make sure that only the devices you're authorizing can actually access that information? In this particular case, I'll just kind of give you a sample answer. And again, this may not be something that'll work for you, but again, it's just a sample answer. We might say, hey, you know what? The IT department is the only issuing authority for devices which are authorized to sign into systems, like maybe a domain, right? Only the sysadmin can actually sign you into the domain. Those devices capable of accessing CUI are tokenized via multi-factor authentication. So again, great examples like Windows Hello. It gives you a unique token once you've successfully signed in under the right user sort of settings. And again, allows you to have actual multi-factor authentication in place as well. And again, this is unique to only those authorized devices. Only those authorized devices, and maybe they're part of a domain, maybe they're not, but only those devices which are tokenized using an MFA token would actually be allowed to access that data. All right, so first control, congratulations. It's out of the way, right? If you've got specific questions, here's the good news, because at On Call, we work with defense contractors just like you who have had this DFARS, NIST, ITAR, and CMMC compliance stuff dropped in their laps like a seagull on a sunny day. We teach you how to level up and be a proper on-call compliance hero for your company, eliminating gaps, gray areas, and getting this solved, all while showing you how to leverage compliance as your secret weapon to land more defense work with higher profit margins. Now that's what becoming an on-call compliance hero can do for you. And hey, if you're looking for more information or help getting compliant, all right, our compliance experts are always on call for you. You can visit cmmccomplianceseekers.com or check out the bio below for links to get help right now. If you love the content we're putting out for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash that subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. Until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. And I'll see you on the next one.